part 2 in my series of, well, I guess, detox my home videos. I'm overhauling my apartment, and today we're going to talk about bedrooms. Now, with me is Nicole from Healthy Homes. She's a building biologist, and we met a couple of years ago when Nicole told me that my bedroom was sitting right on top of the fuse box and that it was basically frying my brain. It was pretty bad, wasn't it?
It was one of the worst cases I've seen. 12-metre boxes, a metre from your
That's
bed.
right. It was the whole apartment's fuse room was underneath my bed, and then I obviously had a coil spring mattress that I think sent all of those EMFs right up into my brain.
Just magnifies those electric fields.
And ever since, it's made me think that this could have been a cause of my autoimmune disease, because it all happened around about that time. So I promptly moved out, and I've written about it before, and here we are back again in my first real apartment sort of since then. So let's talk bedrooms. Maybe we can kick off with the positioning of the bedroom. What can we look out for apart from not putting on top of the fuse room?
Well, this is the most important room of the whole house from a building biology perspective, because we spend about 22 years of our life in a bedroom apparently.
Yeah.
So the bed position is critical. You don't want it near any electromagnetic fields.
Like?
Such as you don't want the bed head to back up on the back of a fridge because the motor goes on and off all night.
So you've got a kitchen, avoid having it on the kitchen on the other side of the room.
That's right, especially where the fridge is, etc. If it's young children, then of course if they're cooking during the day and kids are sleeping, they're not backing up on the other side of the oven. So again, the kitchen, not a good idea. Things like your digital clock radios, appliances, anything that draws current is going to be an issue for electromagnetic fields. So you want them at least 2 metres away from your head, especially mobile phone chargers, mobile phones, big.
People sleep with their mobile phone as their alarm clock. And I remember you saying the best thing that you can do for your health is to go and buy a battery-operated travel alarm clock. They're super cheap and far better.
Much better because it's not hooked up to the building wiring, so there's no electric fields, no magnetic fields, and no radio frequencies from the mobile phone.
Okay.
So very good advice. Obviously, electric blankets are out because they emit high electromagnetic fields. In fact, they emit high electric fields as long as they're plugged in at the wall and turned on at the wall, even when they're not heating.
Okay.
So that's a concern.
So then have them sitting on your bed, just don't have them at all.
Don't have them at all. Get a hot partner with good flannel sheets.
Flannel sheets might be the easier option.
Yes.
The other thing that you mentioned, and I'm really aware of this because I've been travelling so much, hotel rooms, but also when you're in an apartment, if you're choosing an apartment to rent or to buy, lift wells, that kind of thing, you've got to avoid those as well.
Yes, they can, depending on where the motor is, etc., then that can emit a high magnetic field. What you can do, a cheap way to check this is to get a compass, find out where north is, go outside, determine where north is, and then go inside, and if you go towards an appliance that you think generates a high magnetic field, the compass will start swaying and be confused as to where north is. So that's a good way, a cheap way, to determine if there's a magnetic field interfering with the compass.
Okay, I might be travelling with a compass now. Okay, so we've covered sort of off that kind of stuff, but the bed situation, I'm not suggesting to anyone to go and replace a bed straight away if they've got a perfectly functioning bed that doesn't need replacing. My mattress, however, is 10 years old, and everybody says it's time to replace your bed, and it's the coil spring one. I'm looking at latex, and there's all different kind of options. What should I be looking for?
Okay, 10 years old, should be starting to think about getting it replaced, so that's a great idea. In terms of mattresses, go to natural. So either something futon made from natural fibres, or something like latex is great, but there's 2 types of the latex. There's tallow and there's natural latex. Tallow tends to have a lot of synthetic inclusions in it. It tends to be a lot more smelling in terms of that rubber smell than a natural latex, so you want to make sure you get the natural latex is better.
Yeah, and I've also heard that if you can get it coming from, well, just look out for fumigation. It can often be fumigated, full of chemicals.
It's flame retardant. So a good thing to do when you're getting a big appliances like that, not appliances, but mattresses, etc., is to put them outside in UV sun so that they outgas much more quickly, so you can speed the rate at which those chemicals outgas in a very short period of time instead of allowing it to occur naturally.
Like a day or something like that?
I believe at least a weekend in full sun is a very good way to speed up that whole process because of our regulations and laws of importation, many of these things are pure.
Come with chemicals, So the other thing is furniture in general. We're looking for what? I mean, I'm talking all around the home. I've got my couches and everything. What do I need to look for?
Look, second-hand and recycled furniture, I think you can't go
Right.
past that. You know, they're relatively reasonably priced. Go for natural materials, so untreated timbers,